Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Earth Shaker.
Radiant team pick.
Keeper of the light.
Ten seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team back.
Bristleback!
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Napkin.
Dire team back. Dire team.
Alvaro, he's a man. He sees what he wants and he takes it. Napkin, it's mine.
What are you gonna be such a little bitch about it?
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, did Alvaro just use a paper to wipe his big bean fluid off his mouth?
What is this, an Australian accent?
10 seconds remaining.
Is it? I don't know. I wasn't going for anything.
Alright, we'll just cut to the draft. Ready?
Seconds remaining.
Like you.
Oh, that's supposed to mean.
Radiant team.
See accents everywhere. Have a universal accent. So.
Well, it sounds a lot like an Aussie, doesn't it?
Hello and welcome, guys, to the Upper Division Eastern European DPC League.
This is the lower division.
The lower division
the Eastern European
DPC
League presented by ESL One and powered by Intel. I'm Winstrike. Right next to me is going to be Avo Blaus. How are you doing today, Avo?
Bad, because I just started that way.
Did you sleep very much last night?
Oh, I was just doing Upper Division yesterday, so that's why.
I know you were.
So that's why.
Did you sleep very much last night? I didn't, and I can tell you why. It's because you were casting Beast. You cast Beast Coast, and when they win, which let me tell you, folks, if you're not keeping up with the OGA Dota Pit SA Upper Division, currently I think Beast Coast 5-0 now, right? They're doing a lot of winning, so that means Alvaro, as a result, is doing a lot of yelling. I think at some stage I remember trying to sleep. Oh, Schofield, very loud.
I mean, Schofield did have an amazing.
Sure, he did.
I mean, I don't know if it's as much yelling as much as.
I mean,
you might hear some suckling noises.
He's just a really big fan, and you know, I could appreciate that as well. But
top 5 at TI.
Top 5 at TI. We'll take a look here as we're gonna get underway with our first of 2 matches on the day. Everyone, that's right, double header Thursday for you, or I think as I have it in
it's
the
Wednesday,
Tinker.
though.
Today is Thursday.
Radiant team.
Wednesday was yesterday. We don't do the schedule.
Yeah.
Where was I? Guy. Casting League of Legends, right? Aren't we?
Yeah.
Doing hots.
So Hellraisers versus Winstrike is a really exciting matchup because Winstrike is currently leading the group and Hellraisers is coming third just behind PuckChamp. They have 1 less point than. So if this is a win for Hellraisers, then they're pretty much not secure, but they put themselves in the top 2 slots together with PuckChamp and together with Winstrike. They'd be kind of tied overall with them. A bit above PuckChamp and tied with Winstrike.
Yeah, it's super safe for them.
No, nothing here is safe. For
Nothing here is safe yet. There's still a couple of different ways this can go. The reason I say that is because next week, actually, PuckChamp, they still have to face Winstrike themselves.
which is very exciting.
So, which is very exciting just because of the caliber of the team, certain. But right now, it seems like we have a 3-horse race for 2 bots,
Yes,
right?
that seems
So whenever these guys play each other, it really ramification down the line in terms of whether it means the upper division and then who we're going to...
Also, unlike other regions, that there's top teams and they're not going to lose towards the much lower half. In this region, you honestly have no clue. Bait, for example, is not doing too well. Neither IPG or VPP could easily take a whole series off either Winstrike or Hellraisers. I'll say easily in the sense that like they can do it without breaking a sweat. More easily in the sense that it's not hard to fathom that happening, right?
Yeah, and I think that's why lower division particularly is generally very exciting. I think
not all lower divisions are like this.
Not all lower divisions, but I would say within Europe as a total, I would include well.
China as well.
China, of course, yes.
But Americas is where the...
Okay, well, listen, you know, we just started, right? Let's not already get into the fashion challenge.
I'm just saying.
As I was saying...
I've been doing both Americas.
I know you have. As I was saying, though, I like the lower divisions a lot in these regions. Have a lot of tier 2.
Yeah.
Let's be fair, right? Tier 2 teams is
also new blood as well.
New blood as well, because you have a very defined skill gap. Yes, between upper division for Europe, right? There's divide and
yes,
4 teams are and who the bottom 4 teams are. But on the tier 2, it's really close, and a lot of these teams take series off each other in somewhat unexpected ways. I mean, even like Brame, which I've been fangirling about for the past probably week and a half now.
Yeah, you fangirl for some games, and some games you go, why?
Some games you go, why? But that's the beauty. It teaches you how to appreciate things. You know, when the Spartan runs up and dies on the position 5 Shadow Shaman, you go, no, Spartan, they need your team fight control. They need Serpent Wards. And he goes, I don't care. I'm going to put down this ward.
And then the team realizes, oh, I didn't really realize how valuable Seth Spartan was until he died.
And then Wish goes deathless for 2 games. But
we do have a draft in front of us, Richie. I love talking about these things with you, but in this draft we actually have some peculiar picks, particularly for Hellraisers, the Coddle Bristleback combo, which has been very popular in Western Europe, and now it's making its way to Eastern Europe, right?
Yeah, they've run it as well.
It's Marco Poloing its way through the region.
What team? Ibn Battuta. I like that traveler.
Okay, all right, sure.
Because he was much more well-traveled than Marco Polo.
Yeah, Marco Polo went from the west to the east as well.
Oh, so did Battuta. Way more respected as well. He was actually nice to the places he went to.
But does he have a game named after him?
No, he does not. Yeah. But I think we saw which team is Nephrodon.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're right. We've been seeing it a little bit in Europe here. The safe lane Coddle, not the safe lane Coddle, position 5 Coddle with the safe back.
Yep.
You really undercut a lot of drafts with it. The nice thing
you could even run him in the offlane if need be, or carry.
You could.
A lot of teams have flexed.
And I think this game you're going to want to, because we've got some really good response back, being the damage from Queen and the Queen of Pain, and then the DP, and now the Timber as well. I think the lane is just way.
I don't know. I still wouldn't flex it, to be fair. I feel like now that you picked the Storm, like I feel like the flexing is correct when you have a Void Spirit or Puck or whatever. And then you're like, all right, where's my win condition? Bristleback is no longer my win condition, so I need another one. But in this case, Storm fulfills that role. And if you go for another carry, then you have 3 pretty much pseudo carries, all quite slow. And then Timber saw Queen, Death Prophet, or
okay, I see what you're saying, and I get that. But the problem that I foresee here is if Hellraisers, they want to go with that, they're going to pick, he's probably banned. Is Beastmaster banned? He's not banned yet, but he'll probably be banned here. If Hellraisers pick the Beastmaster, all of a sudden you're kind of all in with this Bristle early timing, and then as soon as Storm gets like his Orchid plus item, that's your power peak for the rest of the game, right? Already. And then I'm kind of concerned, mainly because you take, I mean, we have ways of dealing with draft, DP, Quap, and Timber, all pretty good at actually burst. Timber saw relatively.
Quap is also Quap, though. You can't forget she is Quap.
She is, but she also has a pure damage ultimate.
Yeah.
Right, which is fantastic against Bristle. Sure, you've got Clockwork Coddle to back you up, but as soon as it dies in the early stages, the push is dead. There's nothing you, unless it's like Bristle died in exchange. Fine, right? But for the most part, they can actually burst down, which is my.
Sure, but then you forget that Bristle has a secondary peak at level 25, though. So if this does go late, Bristle is actually not a bad late carry. Most people forget about... Actually, ironically, Bristle's back's weakest part is his mid-game.
It is, yeah.
It's like around minute 35 to minute 45, or it depends on how much experience you have, right? But around minute 8, like level 15 to level 25, where you're already the tankiest it can be, nobody can kill you, but the enemy team is scaling in levels, and you're like, well, I'm a pig, right? And then finally you get level 25, you get the Warpath stacks, and now you become strong.
He's
again.
actually not a pig, he's a hedgehog. But you're absolutely correct.
Is he really?
Yeah, a 24 stack damage. Wait, you've never seen a hedgehog before?
That's a hedgehog?
That's a hedgehog, yeah. You know, like Sonic with the bristles in their back that can poke and shoot out if they get threatened?
Is that a thing hedgehogs do?
Yeah, dude, even tarantulas do this.
I thought it was the, like, modified pig.
Joking, right?
No, he's called El Chancho in all the Spanish casts.
No, I'm pretty sure he's a hedgehog, dude.
I mean, I believe you, but like, hedgehogs don't spit mucus.
Did you know that pangolier is a pangolier?
I knew about that one.
Oh, okay.
Did you know he's French?
Oh, you're totally right. The 25 power peak, the late game peak that you get on the bristleback.
With a Warpath damage. It's pretty huge, right?
It is.
And Winstrike doesn't seem to have late game.
And let's be fair. Well, not yet. I mean, they haven't picked their carry, right? So, of course, they don't have late game.
Well, yeah, but even your other cores are quite early mid-oriented.
But that's fine, because that's what you need to fight versus a bristle. Right? Because
like,
if you want to win this game for Winstrike, I would say you want to try and hit that timing that we're talking about, the post-18 pre-level 25 power spike that Bristleback has. And I think you can pick something here, not like an Earth or...
Got banned. Troll is an option.
Troll, yeah, just always go Troll. Wraith Kings, it's not that bad, actually, because a benefit you have as the Wraith King compared to another carry like Lark.
Oh, he's pretty solid against the Bristle.
Is that when he dies for the first time, he comes back and he Quills are not dependent on the hero like they are on Slark.
But depending on the enemy.
Yes, they're dependent on the enemy.
Monkey King. Okay, another good, actually a really good counter to Bristle. Yeah, see, now I see the Monkey, though, and I go, well, what would I rather lane Bristle? Against Monkey King in the offlane or against Timbersaw in the safe? I would rather put him in the safe.
I would, too.
Because Timbersaw, yeah, he's annoying, but if he kills the Bristle, it's more on Bristle than anything else, especially with an Earthshaker support.
Yeah, the concern I really have, though, is like Winstrike, they're kind of, they're with this draft because you don't want to run your win back against the Monkey.
Or against anything. Countered.
Right, he's pretty countered. This means the Monkey is going to have a really, really good timing on his... I've been seeing, I don't know about you, in the most part in CS or Eastern Europe and even Western Europe, I've been seeing trade Ags into Maelstrom sometimes after the egg. He's basically going to be able to farm that item pretty much free. Like, there's not a whole lot of pressure. Obviously, we've not seen the offlaner yet. The Bloodseeker, it's a little bit better. I like it, but we don't have the best invade.
Oh, interesting. So they're gonna run Bristle off, Bloodseeker carry.
Okay. So I still think this is best then. I think this is best because I think what I was getting at there is if they did run the Bristle, he's gonna get his farm. He's gonna have a pretty nice level 12. They're gonna look to push really early on with whatever else they would have. Bloodseeker.
Yep.
But then Durakio is gonna be extremely farmed well on the Monkey. And then you have a nice, I mean, and you can fight around the Wukong's command with Ags on Monkey King, and you're still really strong.
I would agree. I think also Monkey has very similar timings to Bristle, so it's kind of hard for Bristle to beat him because you're like lane is strong, then you farm in your mid game, you're not as powerful, then you get another power spike, not around level 25, but a bit earlier, but still, it's the same idea, right? And that makes Bristleback not being able to play around these temples at all, so I kind of see it now, and I also like the Bloodseeker carry, because, you know, the Bloodseeker carry in this situation ups your tempo a lot. You kind of make up for Bristle's... Actually, Bristleback and Bloodseeker have very... kind of similar anti-tempos in this sense, where when Bloodseeker becomes strong, usually when Bristleback becomes weak, which is past minute 20. That's usually when Bloodseeker becomes powerful.
And even earlier, like a big power spike for the Bloodseeker, the Cheshire Cat specifically. 6. Cheshire Cat gets level 6. He wants to boot immediately the safe laner out, but he's got a Rupture to save himself, right? Timber's not going to be able to do Rupture, quite literally. So it's going to be our game 1 draft here between the two teams. Hellraisers is... All right, there it is. Hellraisers versus Winstrike here, our top team. The group, they're the team to take down 4-0. Hellraisers in 1. Good match here. Again, it's really match, especially so important. All right, as best as a seed. Ladder stage. Lower division play. No, there are no playoffs, which is why it's so important. Try and make sure you.
Exactly, which sucks a bit sometimes because, I mean, for both the viewer and the teams, not always is it clear to understand, like, how important a match is. We're telling you right now, this one's important.
It is, yeah.
It's just that simple. You kind of have to win this one. Ideally a 2-0, but if it's 2-1, it's fine too.
Yeah, they're all important, but the ones where you're playing against opponents that are going to be closely seated next to you
Are the most important.
They're doubly as important.
Especially if you're up, like if you're middle of the table, right? It's usually, unless the table is like really, really tight and it's not that big a deal. But when you're in the ends of the table, in the extremes,
yeah,
that's when it truly matters.
That's true, and that's a good point. The bottom 4 right now of the lower division Europe is actually just as described. It's really close between, I think, still have a couple of teams that are all 1 and 3, if I'm not mistaken. 4th through 8th are all 1 and 3 currently.
I think it's 5th through 8th.
5th through 8th, thank you, yeah. But yeah, I mean, they're all so close. Here is no one going to be contesting for runes early on. I'm curious, are they going to hodl here?
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, they have to.
If you run this combo, you kind of have to. But it's a tough lane, though. Monkey King plus DP, like, the only thing is early, this lane is not strong enough. It's usually around level 3 on Monkey King, where you usually can just out-damage the bristle. And then once DP has level 3 as well, which should be around the same time, because you kind of want experience on the TP here. You get level 2 Spirit Siphon, and then bristle.
Not this time, actually. First point in the Crypt Storm.
Well, I know, but I'm assuming it's first point in Crypt Storm and then 2 points in Spirit
yeah,
Siphon.
Actually, yeah.
Because of the lane.
Yeah, definitely.
Because early, the Spirit Siphon does nothing. It's a personal, because you're like, wow, there's no way I can out-heal this dude, right? I just have to Crypt Storm him. But then later, you're like, all right, I need some sort of HP regen, and Spirit Siphon's great for.
Yep. So first wave nuked down already for Rezo, half a level. Diakio, he can farm underneath his tower. Went for the Boundless Strike level 1. Just I like that move.
Yeah, interesting. So it seems like Hellraisers are playing this as if it was a Viper lane. You try to harass in the tower, and you force the Monkey King to miss last hits, as we're seeing here in the tower, as Lil also does this little creep cut. And when you do this, then you force him to do another lane under tower, which Monkey King clearly is not doing well at. And you essentially prevent his Jingle Mastery from impactful. Hence why the Boundless Strike level 1. Like, what's the point of getting the passive, right? If you're just hitting creeps?
Yeah,
feel bad about that.
Yeah, I mean, he like you said, he does not want to be fighting this. There's actually no Chakra Magic yet, so we're going to have another little bit of a spike at level 2, where I assume we're going to go. A nice little rhyme there, and they'll just look to these. So they're nearly there. We'll get it with this wave. Mid lane here, Rebel versus Youngji.
Honestly, Guap sort of win this matchup in terms of harassment, particularly when she gets a couple levels. But it's not like Storm suffers too much because he is ranged as stats. So he can sort of sustain this. I mean, he's not a DK or anything like that.
I wish he was, because it looks like we're max Shadow Strike in this lane.
Yeah, of course, it's the best thing to do, you know, just make the Storm's life a living hell. The thing about Queen of Pain is that, like a lot of heroes that push Storm out of lane, the idea of pushing Storm out of lane is ideally you can push his tower afterwards. You know, that's why Leshrac is so good against them. That's why DP is good against them. But Queen of Pain doesn't have the capability, so even if you push Youngji out of lane, as long as he recovers in jungle, it's not that big a deal. However, Winstrike can take advantage of this early mid-game, right, and just kind of snowball off the Queen of Pain and gank other places. So not too bad, but still not as ideal as, say, a Leshrac.
Yeah, and that's true. And I think probably about, maybe just about 10 minutes time, maybe 9 to 12 minutes time, where we got some great stack clear. It's actually on the side of Hellraisers.
All you guys.
Yeah, exactly. But Winstrike, they do very well. They do very well, rather, to just invade and look for these stacks and look to snipe them away. That's the biggest way to destroy a Bat Rider in lane, and I think the same concept's going to apply here, both for the Bristle and the...
I completely agree, especially because you have a Timbersaw, who's a really good hero to invade and clear stacks.
Yeah, Monkey King as well. He can scout. We're using the Primal Spring into the trees, Boundless Strike at a right moment.
Sure, but like even if you want to play this super defensively in standard, as the Monkey King is farming in the jungle, you can still have Timbersaw invade. Zero commitment from your team because it's Timbersaw, and Timbersaw is one of the better heroes taking stacks as well, right?
Yep. So you can see he's nice Timber Chain there.
That was very good Timber.
Doesn't want to get the blood right damage. It's pure anyway, so reactive armor's not going to help you there.
So His Cat is not struggling in this lane. Bloodseeker's, ironically, though, really good against Timbersaw once he hits the level 6 and has Rupture and Bloodright, and then you also have the Shard, which makes Timbersaw pretty much paper. So if you go for the Shard this game relatively early, it makes the Timbersaw kind of swap from a tank to like a core much sooner, and it's a big point. That's why I think the Bloodseeker carry was so clever. It's actually quite good against Timbersaw and Monkey as well for the same reason.
So, he's going to get hit by the Jingu. Didn't break the tree in time. Maybe wasn't expecting Diakio to chase him all the way. A couple of lifesteal hits out from the level 2 now, Jingu.
He's not kicking the Bristle back out, but to be fair, the DP is not even joining. Seeing a lot more commitment towards the mid lane, where the Earthshaker is also rotating. So it just seems like Winstrike is... They know this matchup is fine, 1v1. They know that Monkey King can farm. You don't have no need to really crush the Bristle, but you are making him not have as good a lane as, say, the Timbersaw, for example.
Yeah,
so it's not free.
What you don't want to see when you lane versus a Bristle or an Axe or a Timber is you don't want to see the Bristle like pulling the creep wave and then farming the creep wave. And
that kind of freedom.
That's the freedom that Avo's talking about here. That is generally game losing because these heroes are such off. Like when they get an explosive start like that, they're just...
Yeah, they can become win conditions from the offlane, which is always a threat of the Bristleback. However, if you don't have a good offlane, unlike Axe or what was the other hero? Timbersaw. Yeah. Unlike Axe or Timbersaw, I think Bristleback is also closer to the Viper side, where if you don't get a really good offlane start, then you also feel a bit weaker, especially in the mid game, because you bring no initiation compared to other heroes. At least Timbersaw puts his body and just tanks. That's a kind of initiation, I guess. You know, a masochistic one.
I like to call it like passive pushes. Rezo for first blood here potentially. We don't have a boundless strike. The Illuminate will scare them away. A bottle. Oh, they do have a bottle here for Young G, but nice job there. They had plenty of reinforcement. At Hill was a good move for them. Not like showing lots of patience here.
Yeah. I mean, I think they know that the mid game, or at least the early mid game with Timbersaw Queen of Pain should be theirs without too much difficulty. So all they need to do is make sure that they don't do too much. But there's a couple of pickles here, right? The Queen of Pain is doing fine in the lane, but as we said, there's no pushing power here, so Storm is just freely going to the jungle. One Seeker. I mean, to kill him, this would be huge, but if you really wanted to kill him, Cat would have Timber Chain the opposite way.
Yes, he would have. I think they maybe, not sure. Right now, they're a little scared of the Rupture. They just want to boot him away from the lane.
Does he have level 6? Oh, he does.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why then. Because, you know, if Clockwork TP's there, then you can get some TP super easily with Battered Assault. There's no way you're getting away. I don't know if Timbersaw can tank that. It's kind of early. I can see they're a bit scared because they don't want to give them any chances, right?
No, I think he could have tanked that. With 3 points in the reactive armor.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't disagree with you.
It's close. Why risk it? I mean, first blood bonus this late in the game is not what you really want to be giving to an enemy safe laner by any means. Yeah. And I can't blame him for... Again, being patient here. They know that they're not necessarily on a timer, as Rezo's going to be booted away from the bottom lane now. We can see Storm into the jungle, so Rezo's just going to absorb this solo OP. Look for...
If he wants to farm mid, I think he should be going Hood first. Not really sure why Vanguard this game is first, though. I mean, besides against the Monkey King, right, which is not going to come online early, I think Hood is 10.
Especially because a lot of the damage is going to be DP from your Quaff especially.
Yes, exactly, right? Especially DPs whose magical percentage damage is going to crush you early. So you better get something to deal with. So that's why I would like Hood much more. I mean, I can see the value of Crimson Guard just against Monkey King in general, so maybe you're rushing that.
That's normally what you see on like a safe lane, Bristleback as well. The Vanguard first, Cheshire Cat. Oh, the Rupture, they're going to commit for this kill. They will hit him with the blood right now. Can't TP. Storm now zip it on in. Young G for first blood. Goes to Vanscore.
Turns out he was right. Yep. He was right out to dive the first time because they could kill him every single time. The Storm is pretty strong. Rainbow with a smoke. They could kill Vanscore just Sonic Wave. Vanscore, I don't know if you saw them, but he just retreated. That's a good Sonic Wave with the silence. Guaranteeing the kill on the Storm. No, the fissures. Just a second off. Okay, Yamich wanted to play that as efficiently as possible because there's only 1 second of stun on the fissure. And, well, that actually cost him the kill. He would have gotten it if he just got the fissure normally.
Fortunate there's... We're going to see... Oh, yeah, and the Jurakio's like, well, what's up? We farming stacks over here?
Yeah, he wants to harass the Coddle because he's like, I'm not going to touch the might as well. And he kills the Coddle and, wow, actually just a single hit of Jingle Mastery.
How did he do that?
That's just a Monkey King, huh? Orbital Corrosion helps a lot, though, there.
It does. Plus, Coddle, unfortunately, little backs himself into literally a cliff. Couldn't go anywhere. But they will be able to defend the stacks.
Squeeze through it.
Yeah, they defend the stacks pretty decently here, and Chipped Vest is a great item here for Bristleback.
Trusty Shovel.
Oh yeah, I forgot you can do that. It's kind of rare.
That's very stupid.
You can do that.
So you did get the stacks, right? So who cares, right? If you killed the Coddle, honestly.
I think you stole maybe one of the big.
It's something, but it's something.
It's not game changing though. I wouldn't say.
No, and Timbersaw's not doing the whole stack duty because Timbersaw was hoping to push this tower earlier, but of course we know how Timbersaw pushes, right? Where just puts his body in the middle of the lane and goes, "Hit me, creeps! Don't take the tower."
He pushes, but very slowly. That's the cost. It's generally safe. I mean, who else at this stage of the game can push?
They're punishing him.
They are. I like this.
Yeah, with the Rupture again. He has a bunch of reactive armor stacks though, as you can see. You can't see his face, so max reactive armor stacks now. Fissure to cancel this Clockwork. Where's the Storm? Not helping out this time, which means Vanscore is gonna die. And Cheshire Cat just goes, all right, well, I guess I'll take a tower plus your Clockwork.
Yep.
For free.
Yeah, now they've got a little bit more tower push with the supports helping out. Good stuff. I mean, we've basically had Monkey King pretty much alone for like 3 to 4 minutes already, so his farm is fantastic. They've not booted him out of the lane. Still getting super farm. He tested the stacks. Does lose his courier, but not that big of a deal. Going to be going for the Maelstrom first here, so not deciding to go for the Ags.
I think it's wiser because this game, if you're gonna fight early, it's gonna be on your Timbersong, Queen of Pain. Your Monkey King needs to use that space to farm and try to beat this late, right? Because you're up against a Bloodseeker, you can't do this. You just the early is gonna be a bit, especially with the personal Bloodseekers.
Yeah, and I think another thought process is normally when you go for the Ags on the Monkey King, what you end up seeing is kind of push some slow sieges, but really Hellraisers are great skirmishers. Especially because this Bristle is not your win condition. They can afford to just park him with his ass facing the entirety Winstrike roster, Chakra Magic just over and over again to clear the waves and to push him away from towers, and Monkey King can't push. He can't push like that.
Yeah, and the moment that you as Monkey King go, all right, I've pushed enough, I'll leave, you know, like I'm like half HP or whatever, there's a Clockwork and Storm lurking in the shadows waiting to murder you.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as you're also half HP, Bloodseeker will come running, sniffing your blood, you know, like a shark enraged.
Yeah, like a shark on Shark Weekend.
It is, that's a true American reference.
They don't have Discovery Channel in Europe?
Have you not seen? We're kind of stuck in the dark ages.
You keep telling me. I mean, I barely watch TV anymore, so who knows?
Being sarcastic, I thought we do have Discovery Channel.
The sports are a little bit under leveled here on the side of Winstrike, though, but just because we've had a couple of kills, but it's been mostly just cores getting so there. The Queen of Pain utilizing the ulti nicely. Orchid first.
Okay. Seems fine against Storm, right? This is a classic. I mean, this is a classic lane where the Storm and Queen of Pain kind of fight it to who has to get Orchid, who has to get the Yule Scepter, and loser usually tends to go for Yule Scepter.
Right
in
now,
this case,
they both think they're
going
winners.
Orchid.
They think they're both winners. I can't wait till they either blink and zip to each other, and then
they
just
both Orchid, yeah.
And then they just probably high five or something like that.
But Queen of Pain is much stronger when you get Orchided, right? Because you still deal damage and everything. Storm is much weak.
Absolutely. Storm is very reliant here, especially you can see he's gone for the 4 build here, wants to maximize Overload, of course.
Best farming build as well.
Yep, so he's really going to get his early power damage, early damage rather, from the Overload.
And on top of that, I would say that like Storm, he ball lightning Sin. The whole point is that he's zip zapping all over the team fight, right? Or Queen of Pain, sorry, she blinks in, and then for the next couple of seconds, you can Orchid to stop her damage, or you can Orchid to stop her blink a bit later. But you can't do both at the same time. So that's why Queen of Pain, a bit more cooldown dependent, actually better against Orchids because of that reason. Also, she's a much better Yule Scepter user later on in the game. That sets up for Sonic Wave or other stuff, whereas Storm is really just a defensive item, not great for him. You only buy it because you need to dispel.
That's very true. Storm's cooldown's not very long. I mean, in theory, with unlimited mana, you can just zip back and forth on someone for the Overload procs in between Static Remnants and Vortexes. So, whereas the Queen of Pain, she just wants to start.
And so if you're cocky on Storm, what you would probably do is go for a BKB rather than Yules, because it's much better on Storm. Now, Queen of Pain can do the same, but there's more reasons to go for contingency plan on Queen of Pain if the game doesn't seem to go that way. Whereas on Storm, ideally you can go Orchid, BKB, Bloodstone.
That's what I was like, award, it just got placed. Strange.
I wonder who's around here. Anyway.
Parks himself right there, right in front of the Monkey King. You can see Diraco was really deep into the camp, so it was unlikely that he can always away, and it's still only level 1 ball lightning, so I mean they can afford to play quote-unquote risky like that because we do have really good initiation from Hellraisers.
Yeah, we do. I mean the Storm particularly just gone.
Storm, Clockwork to follow up, right?
And then tanky Bristle comes by, hey guys, hit me please.
Yep, exactly. What I like though is to see Cheshire Cat pushing this bottom lane. Normally, he's gonna go mid. Okay, I was gonna say normally you see him go mid lane, and I think now it's time. So pretty soon,
he's pushing all the lanes.
Pretty soon, I think Rezo is gonna push this lane back out, maybe farm one more wave, and then he make sure you can delay this push.
Yeah, they silenced the Storm. Where's your Yule Scepter, son? They did actually silence each other.
Yeah, they did.
And the Queen of Pain wins there because, of course, she had backup. Another thing the Queen of Pain likes to do, of course, Storm tends to come in later in the team fights. Queen of Pain goes in, initiates together with her team behind her. So that's why Orchid can be well utilized there. And Durakio, look, going for another kill. Ideally, Van score. Sure Cat's like, sure, Bristle. Cool, spray me all you want, dude. I got reactive armor. That is still physical damage. Whirling Death, though, will hurt the Bristle a lot. Now with the Exo, they try to take the mid tower. Can they defend this? Hellraisers doesn't seem like it. Well, with a hook shot, they'll try. Blooder is well set up. Where's the Bloodseeker? They got the Monkey King in a bad position, and he might just die. That's going to be Durakio dead with Vanscore, though, to boot.
Yeah,
and the Timbersaw, due to the rupture, is going to go down.
Yeah, couldn't retreat. Death Timers, I mean, they got a really nice kill top lane. They tried to turn that into a tower. But just by the fact that Clockwork just throws his, like literally, he just throws his body at them pretty much with hook shot.
He's happy to die.
And he's happy to die. They will lose the tower to the exo damage, but they should be able to get a tower in return, having already killed 2 cores. Shaker, Quap, DP, neither of these guys are really ready to contest this push the same way a Clockwork is. And that's going to be, Kuma gets sent back just a little bit. They recall him.
Ultimate efficiency.
Ultimate efficiency. But yeah, I mean, really, really well done. And that's a nice move from Vanscore. I mean, he's just an experienced guy. He knows, all right, well, our Storm's back in 7 seconds. It'll probably take him like 5 seconds to kill me. That seems like a good investment.
No, it was. I think the play by Winstrike was not the wrong one. It's just there was a good. Hellraisers took advantage of what we talked about earlier, their skirmishing lineup, and now they also go for the Queen of Pain. Nice silence this time, and this should be a silence that kills the Queen of Pain. Goodbye to her. As the Monkey King tries to take advantage of the other Orchid to murder the Storm, he has ball lighting in his time, and he can get away. Vanscore instead will be the sacrificial lamb of this engagement. He's okay with this, as the Bristleback continues to chase after them. Echo Slam to control him, enchant on him as well. They drop a Chakram and the Wukong's command. Everything for resolution. And this might even set up for the kill on Lil, but there's no Yolt Scepter just yet, so they can't cancel this.
You know, funnily enough, when that engagement started, I was going to say, oh man, Durakio, he's probably pretty pissed off that he was using Boundless Strike to farm us back, because there was a beautiful fissure. Caught 3 heroes right around the Quap. Boundless Strike into the Wukongs after that. You killed 3 heroes. I think actually the kill that they ended up getting onto the Bristleback is much more impactful because he's the space maker right now.
Yep.
He's ideally the unkillable one in these fights, and now they've just killed him, and he's not going to be farming for a little time. Durakio, he's nearly got his, he's going now, so ignoring the Ags now.
Seems appropriate for such a fast game.
Yeah.
And the Bloodseeker as well is farming a fair amount though. A difficult time. Like the core-to-core matchup right now is looking pretty good for both teams. He's going for the same exact build. This is the standard build though on Bloodseeker. And this build also with an traditional item, no drums, no Falcon Blade or anything like that. It actually allows you to go into a quick shard, which in this game has high value to the Timbersaw. But if you actually check the Timbersaw's items, you can see he's going for Lotus Orb. So he's going for this thing I was mentioning earlier, where he immediately acknowledges that he is not a space-creating core. He's more of a utility core this game, much earlier than usual. And so he's already going for items to play that role.
Right? They're going to get another kill on Terezo. Big rotation here for him, all 5 people. They're going to get him eventually. They might lose Yamich though. Nope, all right, nearly.
Yeah, but you need to walk towards him, dude. You're not dealing that much damage. Just walk away from the person.
He's there for the stun. You can see he's maxing the Aftershock. This is the new the new Earthshaker build. Now with that he's got Blink Dagger and reveals it there. He's going to go for the shard immediately after. That's exactly right.
And all of it will go, yeah. Why is this not
Why is it so OP? And
it is kind of OP.
It's really damn good.
I would sometimes argue that in some cases it's almost better than the ads on Doom.
Oh, 100%. I think in probably 99% of games, it is better than the egg. When you break it down to even like, oh, but it doesn't give you stats. It's just, quote-unquote, a waste of 1,400 gold. It's like a Blink Dagger. It doesn't give you stats. Nah, it's still so damn good on this hero.
Yeah.
I think the reason it
doesn't need stats.
No, he doesn't. I mean, really, he just needs to counter-initiate with the Blink Climb, and then he can die. He's a lot like Veno in that regard. And that's exactly why it's so good. I mean, imagine a Venomancer whose Shard just extended Gale, like, I don't know, it gave his Plague Wards Gale. Like, that's pretty much what this Shard does.
Because the current Shard actually does extend.
All right, well, yeah.
You gotta call yourself there in a pickle, huh?
I was like, wait a second, I think it does that. So.
You tried to
but no, like, he can put down a... Because it's like, there's no risk to Shakers.
I see a comparison. I don't disagree with it.
Yeah. It's so good. It's so good.
I think it's ridiculous good too, especially when you combine it with Morphling, which is broken. Why is Morphling getting that charge first?
Nah, it's perfectly balanced.
Stop, like, just ban Morphling.
Out. Rockyo in the trees, smoked up behind him is the rest of his team, as Rezo's going to make the jump on over. Going for Cheshire Cut. We do have the Wukong Span, the Echo Slam as well. Is only going to catch one, but that's good enough, as there's going to be your carry. Kuman now already down. Young G looking to counter initiate, maybe looking for some free kills on the supports. Will not be able to get the kill on a Yamash. Instead, he's actually going to go down as they hit him with the silence. The Sonic Wave, a 3-for-1. The Shaker's going to die for that, but again, he gets off the Echo. He's very happy to die. Bristle going to be the only one to live for now, but Durakio and Rebel, they're going to continue chasing Rezo. See how much farther they want to go. Rezo's willing to play ball here.
Yeah, but not... Well, he wants to push this lane. Okay, he knows it's just the Monkey King, so that's why he can do this. I gotta give it to you. That was awesome. It initiated so well. The kill on Bloodseeker before he can even activate his BKB was crucial for that team. And honestly, Young G walking in afterwards, I could argue was a bit of a mistake because your Bloodseeker's already dead. There's no way you're fighting that.
Yeah, I think that's a worthwhile investment if Bloodseeker's alive or if Echo Slime still has.
Right, sure.
Because then the Shaker is very high priority. But at that point, he already fissured, he already enchant totem, he already Echo Slammed. That's just greedy. You're just getting a kill there.
Oh, right. You mean, oh, I see. If the Echo Slam might have been used, then it's a good kill.
Then it's a good kill, because then you remove a big part of their team fight counter initiation. Maybe then you're like, all right, boys, let's get in here. We can still take this. But I think that's just a little bit.
I would agree with you, especially, again, because Bloodseeker just got his BKB. He could not use it, so that's a big... Like, once you have that, you're like, right, we lost Bloodseeker in this team fight. It's bad, but we didn't lose any resources, right? Rupture's still up, but BKB's still up. So as soon as he comes back, we can just go for another fight. Especially because they used Echo Slam in that fight, and Sonic Wave. But because of these deaths... Well,
I don't think it's fair to say Sonic, because they used Sonic Wave to kill the storm, right? But
because they used Echo,
yes, Echo Slam, yes.
Yeah, so once you see the Echo Slam come out, you go, well, we'll just try next time. Especially with a team that's so good at skirmishing as Hellraisers, I think you need to take advantage of that a bit more. Any consistent team fight, Winstrike will win on. They have better vision, better initiation, a more solid tank, right? But Hellraisers has good mobility, much better mobility, I'd argue. So that's your advantage.
Do you give them the better initiation?
What, for Winstrike?
For Winstrike?
Yeah, just because of the earth.
Okay.
Like, I agree that single target initiation, maybe Hellraisers win, right?
Okay,
But in
that's
team
fair.
fight, like 5-on-5 engagements?
Yep, that's fair. We got a lot better control from Winstrike, and we don't even have the shard yet, or 1,000 gold away from it. And then I completely... Obviously, I would be a fool.
And they have Quap as well to follow up with Sonic Wave, which is fantastic. Monkey King also is great at initiating.
No, you're right. I mean, we've got a lot of single target here. Really, the best AoE we have is going to be Bristleback or Maelstrom procs, which is not great.
You don't have any AoE control until you get Will-O-Wisp, which isn't by this game. Oh, that was a line sentry detected the ward, but immediately retrieved the person. I think he's actually Phantom is tanking this whole smoke.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah, the team's like, sorry, man. See you later.
Honestly, that's fine. There were like 3 heroes there. They all retreated. Pantomime is the only one tanking the smoke, and Hellraisers waited to the whole smoke. A plus 5 DP. Who cares? Pantomime's positioning this game has been really, really solid, actually. He's playing a incredibly good game.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to try for Roche now. A 4v5 Roche.
Oh, there's the Yules on Rebel, huh? See, so he doesn't mind the Yules, but we'll see the Storm. We can actually check the Storm's inventory. Hey, he's going for BKB. Okay, so exactly what I was talking about earlier. This matchup is as old as time, so once you see it 1,500 times, you go, I think I know what's going to happen.
I think I know what they want to build.
Never changes, by the way. It's not like player preference or whatever. It's just the same thing.
It's like saying, am I going to go, Battle Fury on AM? Yeah, I think I will.
And then Albi goes, let me break the meta!
And the God King's like, what if I'm ultra efficient and disassemble everything?
That's true, actually. Yeah, I forgot about SCGs.
All right, well, with the DP alive, we are going now back for the the Aghanim Scepter after KB here. So he's going to have an increased push, and right now, I think once the Aghanim Scepter is up for Monkey King, Winstrike are in the driver's seat here. They're going to be the ones initiating Hellraisers. I mean, they do well. I think they just used their last 2 smokes there because they were smoked mid lane. I think we saw them about a minute ago. I don't think they have any more smoke, so trying to find a good initiation now is not going to be easy. See, look who's showing on the map right now. Well, who's showing on the creep, right? Just Cheshire Cat. Because he knows if they try and kill me, haha, very funny, Either you commit way too much onto me, like a Rupture, Storm, maybe even the BKB on the Kuman just to be able to kill me, and then my team comes, we take Roche, and we take a fight after I respawn. Because you need those abilities to right now contest the Roche on if you're Hellraisers.
Also, look at his build. Because of the Solar Crest Lotus Sword, even if he were to die, he's not meant there to be the super tank. He's meant there to be the utility core. So it's much easier as well to sacrifice yourself like this. They go for Resolution, this initiation, not going to be successful against Rezo. Instead, just taking a nice kill against Lil. And the Monkey King also stops Bristleback, but it's not going to go into any team fight. I want to see if Bloodseeker is building the Shard in the end or is building SN1. This is the one game where I think that this might be a mistake to not build the Shard immediately, because you could really easily punish the Timber Saw if you were just going for the Shard. Also, against Monkey King and his high armor and the Wukong's command, Shard allows you to fight him. So, yeah, I don't love the SNY right after. I think this is a really good Shard game. I thought that was the whole point of you picking up a Bloodseeker, to be honest with you. So, maybe this is gonna end up being bad for them. Winstrike can just dominate this mid.
Oh no, Yongji, what are you doing here?
He was trying to farm the enemy jungle, trying to create space for Bloodseeker.
I think he was. A nice defensive ward, because, I mean, this is about to expire, but Winstrike, they know the pace this game is going. We're really close to this Monkey King. In fact, we have the Monkey King axe now after that kill. So that ward paying dividends, as they are going to be able to pretty easily just take this Roshan for free. It's a level 2 EXO, so it's even faster. We do have a clockwork in the game, so we might be able to snipe something, but no.
Oh, wow.
Rebel's on the hunt for him already. They know this game.
Oh, they know they can just fight this. They're going to go for the Coddle first. They already activated that ultimate, which means they got rid of the recall for a while. They also got rid of the Storm and the Coddle in general. Kuman activates his BKB. He tried to kill the Queen of Pain. Those cogs are hurting her too much. The Blink, not max range, which means she gets damage from the Rupture. But they do kill Rezo quite easily anyway. Controlling the Clockwork as well. Getting rid of Vanscore. And that's going to be 4 kills for the Queen of Pain. I mean, decent kill, but not enough.
3. Storm was already dead to start that engagement. True. So he's respawning now. Without your Quap, do you still go for this? I reckon yes. We still have BKB right now for Dyrachyo. Roshan just about on a 3rd HP with Medallion and make that Solar Crest, actually. You do push incredibly quickly, or you take Roshan incredibly quickly. And yeah, there's no way Storm and Kuman without BKB are going to fight you here. Really, really good job there for Winstrike. I don't believe we even have... Yeah, we don't even have BKB on Young G. There's no way he makes that jump.
I was ever pummeling Roshan. I wasn't playing like tops of Monkey King, and there was Aghanim's pummeling Roshan. I'd always just scream, "Monkey business!" every single time. That was their old team. Every time I see that, I always want to scream it. A bunch of monkeys battering Roshan is the weirdest thing I've seen in this.
Really?
Yeah. It always strikes me as odd.
Dire is under attack.
I don't know.
Maybe because this guy is not part of my mythology. Anyway, what does Hellraisers do to come back into this game? I'm not really sure.
I'm not really sure either. And this was my concern, right? If you ran the Bristle safe lane, I think this game still looks about the same at the stage. Nothing goes differently. But that's why I was so scared when I saw the first 3
picks. The Bristle Black got mega countered. Yeah. And I agree with you, right? I don't think it would have fixed it if you ran the Bristle safe lane. But I also don't think that, well, with this initiation, maybe, with the BKB on Storm. A Rupture for the Queen of Pain. Can't blink. Stop doing that, dude. It's the second time this has happened to you. It's not going to work.
Nope, Young G's BKB's expired. Dyrachyo has been kited out here. He's moving at the speed of molasses. That's his first life. They're going to find Pantomime as well. Okay. And they're setting up for the second kill. Cogs into the pushback. There's the BKB activated. Dyrachyo hoping to TP away. They don't have the damage. And he's going to be able to live. Nice job now using the BKB. Try and kill the Bristle there.
I gotta say though, it's 2 team fights where you just need to, like, Winstrike just needs to fight a bit more in the sense that they fight around an area and they try to play their 5-on-5 strong. Because right now with these chaotic team fights, they're giving Hellraisers a huge advantage with their extra mobility, right?
1,000 pure damage in 1 second.
Because you just blinked and your max range is exactly the range where Rupture doesn't deal damage to you. There's no way you're getting pinpoint 1,300 and now 1,299. Like, it's so difficult.
Yeah. You need you need either like an Aether Lens, even like actually if you know what, if they have
like a Keen Optic.
No, they don't. Like a Keen Optic would save you from that.
Yeah,
but no, they didn't drop one, unfortunately. Maybe if they get a Telescope, that one's like basically free. But yeah, no, it's the same deal with it's the units. There was a really good informative Reddit post on it. Shout out to whoever made that, explaining how it works.
I just play a lot of Bloodseeker. I love playing against Queen of Pain.
Yep.
Every single time Rupture blinks, you're like, oh, you're dead. That's not how it works.
Also very nice against the Void Spear because that's not instant, nor is it enough range.
But that's well, Kuman taking advantage of this Bloodseeker. I feel like they're not being, like, Winstrike is not punishing all these issues too much, which gave him a little bit of an option here in the mid game for Hellraisers, and they could theoretically recover this into late, right, with a strong Bristle, Bloodseeker, and a Storm combo.
Yeah,
their Tricore is pretty good.
He's going the Van. I mean, he is still building this as if he was in the safe lane to be.
Somewhere in between, right?
This is. I mean, not really. I would say it's not too dissimilar whatsoever. This is generally the build I see, actually. Of course, like 10 minutes earlier, right? But
yeah, but then you wouldn't be going for like hard. You'd be going for like SNY or
I've seen Nefert go the hard, actually.
Yeah, but it's not as common. What I'm saying is
sure.
The usual carry bristleback build includes some more SNY elements. Sometimes you don't even go for the
exactly. Yeah, I mean he's level 3 already, so he does have the warpath damage. That's really nice. Again, his next peak, as Avo said in the draft, is going to be at level 20.
Peak fighter.
With the plus 24 damage, it's almost like a double warpath damage talent. It just kind of read it like that. I think it's like 7.5 times or something.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. And then warpath already is one of the strongest abilities.
It is, yeah. It's super strong, especially with a coddle. Uh-oh, speaking of coddle.
Okay, why is Bristle still maybe a bit too aggressive now? Whirling Death has a problem, but Rezo baiting him out. It seems like as they play for a weird team fight, they catch a Storm in the backline. Hook shot to him, but that's not going to save him. Young G's already dead. And now with a stun, they finish off Van Score. The BKB dropped by Kuman, but he can't get into those cogs. Finally is capable of destroying the things inside as Yamich and Pantomim just die immediately.
Yeah,
they brought back the Storm, together with as well the Clockworks coming back as soon as he can. Wukong's command no longer available, so Durakio could just die. Electric Vortex catches him. Can they finish him off? The BKB is going to be used. Kuman cannot fight in 1v1. In fact, Durakio realizes this, and Kuman is to run away before Durakio finishes him off. They do end up killing Lil for free, which is nice. But the most important thing is saving the Monkey King from Kuman's assault.
Yeah, that was a really dangerous fight there for Hellraisers. That could have been potentially game-losing. Thankfully, the Bristle is relatively farmed, so he survives that a whole initial onslaught, and then he's also pretty much full HP, and he's able to scare them away from counter-initiating after the BKB. If that Bristle is dead in that moment of time, the Winstrike end the game right there. Really unfortunate. Kuman, I mean, the cogs and the hookshot were a good idea, but Kuman, I think his pathing got messed up because he just ended up in here, which is just like the worst place to be standing in the fight.
And then he proceeded to get baited by his own cogs, right? Which get to the supports quickly enough, which was an issue for Kuman because he just wanted to use that extra deal with the Monkey King, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's got the Basher and now the SNY, so he's pretty farmed, to be honest, but he's just having really big difficulties actually reaching anyone in these fights. Storm making the jump here onto the Earthshaker, but he immediately gets counter-initiated on.
I honestly will say I think you need more diversity in Bloodseeker builds. Like, what's the point of SNY? Like, you have so much physical damage this game, right? But if you had gone for an MKB, the Shard, or whatever it is, you would actually be able to deal with a Monkey King.
Oh no, Yamich, he didn't get the fissure off.
Rupture, I also heard it for the Timber Saw. But it's so difficult to kill him. You have nothing to cancel. Oh, okay.
What were you saying?
No, I lied. Hookshot.
Nice job. They're going to even pull him a little bit further for the Vortex.
Still don't deal much damage to the Bloodseeker, which is why I would have liked to see a mixed damage. Well, as opposed to SNY, maybe you could have considered this game or even maxing your Mjolnir. Because he has so much armor on the enemy team. Really wish the Bloodseeker would diversify his damage sources a bit so that he could actually deal.
Oh, Rabel's baiting here. He knows if he can get a kill onto the Storm. That's amazing for him, but Storm's got a BKB. Rebel has a BKB as well, but they're recalling the Storm, so he's not going to get the chance.
No, that is the better play, though, because he can take the mid-tower. Kuman pushes quite quickly. All right, Hellraisers is recovering. A couple mistakes by Winstrike, though, that allowed him to recover.
Yeah, do we have a Vessel, actually, for this Bristle? He's got a heart now, so...
No, there's no Vessel.
I don't know how you kill him. I mean...
Who's the Vessel carrier, though? Like DP, right?
It's gotta be. Queen of Pain is not bad this game, to be honest. It's a little bit late and a bit awkward to go for it, though.
Maybe Timber Saw should have gone for it.
Maker. Be over the BKB.
It's way too late. I think like maybe Queen... Game.
Yeah.
It's a very weird item on Timber Saw, but going utility, it's what do you need this
but now it feels like, you know, given enough gold, you can basically counter or uncounter a draft, right? That's the beauty of Dota. Items are super impactful.
That's why we're like League.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, hey, I'm bringing up that Rezo's got a bunch of gold. He's got a heart. How do they kill him? Well, easy. You farm up a bunch of gold, you get a silver edge on the Monkey King, right?
Yeah, it's not a great game for silver. Like, besides the versatile, fortunately, because it used to be a great game for a great item for any carry. Now that it builds a bit more awkwardly, you're like, sure.
Yeah, and Swift Blink is a little bit better in terms of the uptime, anyway.
Yep. You'd much rather have Swift Blink as your mobility item than Silver Edge, but this game you might just... It's pretty decent against Bloodseeker as well.
Yeah, it's not bad. Also not bad against Storm, removes a lot of his damage.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, also being able to initiate, like I think the Swift Blink might not be the easiest to initiate on Storm with. Storm might surprise him.
Bristle with the Quill Spray is probably going to be on cooldown for a long time as well.
Now we have the other combo, which is the Blood Rage on Bristle, which amplifies his Quill Spray damage at level 20 when you get the Quill Spray talent. I believe he did. No, he got for the health. Blood Rage combo is useless. It just hurts him more than it helps.
How much regen this is? 83 regen. The heart 30.
He's getting close to his peak now, and now Winstrike is starting to fall off because of this. I thought that Winstrike would just keep this advantage and with a 5-on-5, right? But Hellraisers has managed to take some really good team fights.
Yeah,
And also a couple matchups like Winstrike with their overconfidence.
And look how tanky this Bloodseeker is now, too. I mean, we're going on about how Bristle tank. Last, don't make...
Yes.
But only 500 HP behind here on the Bristle is really impressive.
Are you telling me he's also a female hedgehog?
Could be.
Is it like a fanfic now?
He's got to go fast, you know?
The Bloodseeker has 2.7 strength per level, I believe. So it's pretty huge. One of the better agility to get strength per level. I think he's only beat by Gen Razor in terms of agility. Tanks up a fair, which is counterproductive, by the way, because when you Blood Rage, the more HP you have, the more damage Blood Rage deals to you, which sucks. That's how the heroes balance. So, starting to debate, honestly. He knows he can now.
Dracula walks right back into the viscous nasal goo to try and reflect another stack.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, doesn't.
He's, Rezo is going for the AC later.
They're wrapping around here, though. Look at this movement. They're going to try and collapse on their backlines.
Oh, bad. This is not the team fight that Winstrike wants to take. Hook shot. Okay, well, I mean, if you miss the hook shot, oh, it's not the Earth initiation. That's goodbye to your Echo Slam. Sonic Wave used, though. That's going to help him out a bit as we hear the rupture onto Rabel. Rabel, this time not blinking away. Activating BKB. Bloodseeker doesn't have enough damage. They're going to go for Rezo next, and it seems like Durakio is just a bit too strong. He's chasing after Kuman, and Kuman cannot fight him 1v1. That Basher is destroying poor Kuman. He has been helped by the Leto Sword. There's the Echo on the backline, stopping the personal back, and they finally murder him. And with this, Winstrike will take 2 valuable kills, trying to go for a third. They're not going to find the Bloodseeker in time, neither the Coddle. And they're showing that in the 5-on-5, they still are winning.
Yeah, I think Winstrike, kudos to them. It was actually kind of a neat play. What they ended up doing here, and I highlighted it on the map, or attempted to, hopefully y'all got a glimpse of that on the mini-map, but they actually set up like as a line, and then they had the back end of the line sweep and then run back in here. Unfortunately, that all...
Peace strat.
Yeah, it was kind of like a peace strat. I don't know if that's what it's called in military terms. I'm sure like, who's that French guy that like took over all of Europe? Napoleon. I'm sure Napoleon rolling in his grave because it's probably named after him or something. But unfortunately, that kind of came to a close or didn't work too well, because normally that's fantastic if the people that are wrapping around are the ones to initiate the fight, because then everyone goes, oh my god, kill the DP, kill the monkey, whatever,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And then Earthshaker goes, oh boy, I've been waiting for this, and gets a big 5-man echo. It goes into his highlight reel, it ends the game, it's most upvoted on Reddit, you know, all this stuff. Unfortunately, Storm, Young G, he goes, absolutely not. They've got a fantastic ward down here, so they scout the Earthshaker waiting in the wings, jumps him, kills him immediately on the first light, and then from there, the fight's a little bit more difficult for Winstrike because they're missing a very key component of their counter-engage.
It was a very good play, by the way.
It was.
By Young G. Taking the Earthshaker down probably allowed them to not completely lose that team fight. But we still see the power of what I was talking about earlier, which is the Sonic Wave, Wukong's Command. Still 2 very powerful team fights. You can't quite deal with. You also have Exo, I believe, level 2 already.
Yeah, it's been
for
level 2
a while.
Yeah,
almost level 3. So that's, I mean, level 2 is the big power spike for DP, right? So as long as you get Exo level 2, you're good to go, pretty much. All right. Coddle does have the Will-O-Wisp now. That gives some team fight to Hellraiser. I think this changes the dynamic of the team fight a bit more. I mean, okay, Clockwork as a team fight, not suicide for sure. But I do believe that Hellraisers now can take a bit easier 5-on-5 engagements only. If you just get the shard of Bloodseeker.
He's got it queued up, but he wants the butterfly first.
I'm glad he's finally considered. I would say it's a bit late, but it's okay. You need it against Monkey King, you need it. I'd like over the butterfly genuinely an MKB, but I can see the point of butterfly considering that Monkey ashing you to bits. And Monkey King is really good against hero with a lot of mobility, or particularly with a lot of movement speed, because they want to just run around, like Lycan and Bloodseeker. They love running around, not doing anything. What Monkey King does is just drop statues, and if you run near the statues, you get hit. So it's like having like a Wind Ranger chasing after you. You can't really utilize your movement speed effectively because Monkey King controls an area, but you just can't go inside.
They're going to look for another slow siege here. Cheshire Cat just able for days. That's what he does. Durakio is going to be level 25. Now, I just want to go back. We have 25 as well for our Bloodseeker. He's gone for the Thirst feed.
Always. You can't go for the Blood right.
He's going to be as fast as your Bugatti. I mean, look at the attack speed as well here, but they are getting their high ground pushed here. I'm going to go switch back to buyback because that's more relevant.
Okay, Storm really starting to cut the lane. That's one of the strengths of Storm. Great high ground defense.
Yeah, he's close to 20. No, not really that close to 25, though. No, unfortunately, he's going to lose his first tier 3 tower before we can get it.
Also, I think Bristle is much more priority right now to get 25 than... Because, yeah, like, pushing this is nice, but honestly, you want Bristle to be useful.
Yeah, good fissure there.
That's a really good Will-O-Wisp, actually. He's not retreating. Rupture as well. Do they want to fight this? Again, Timbersaw's a difficult kill until you have some sort of mixed damage or shot.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit too impossible here, I reckon. But they will at least push him away from the tier 3 tower, which is...
Not bad, though.
It's held together by duct tape and a glue stick on 77 HP.
Oh, just like a car.
Yes, exactly. Cheshire Cat really wants to get in there and just bonk
He's really
it.
not afraid.
Nah.
There's so many armor.
Yeah, here he goes. He's just going to go and bonk it, I think. Yeah. As soon as Rezo will get out of his way.
Oh, wait. Monkey King walks in with the Abyssal Blade. That case BKB. There's no Will-O-Wisp on Lil. The hookshot stops him, but the statue will kill the Coddle. And now, Vansko will also fall due to this hookshot attempt. He had a bit of a saving his buddy syndrome there.
He did. He tried to get the cogs here because I think he scouted the Monkey King in the trees. Yeah. It was a good play, but unfortunately just was out of range. Needs that jetpack.
The Abyssal was also on point as well.
It was.
To catch up to the Coddle because he didn't quite jump towards the Coddle, so he messed up with
oh no. Projector. Oh, Bloodseeker. Oh, the Yule Scepter. Unbelievable. That's going to allow for the blink away out from Rabel.
Didn't even have Rupture there, unfortunately, because he's been on Timbersaw earlier. Now we're back in trouble. No longer that tanky. He's in his weakest point right now. When he's inching closer to his level 25, he's like, I'm no tank anymore. Resolution, do they have a Yule Scepter? They don't. But the Wukong's command will just allow them to take the towers, which is what they want to do anyway. That's 2 lanes of Rax. I believe you probably retreat after this.
You do. Yeah, you're not going to want to push here into the team fight. Will-O-Wisp was back up, ready to go. Kuman as well. Was really nice Thirst movement here. They might even try and counter his shape, but Cheshire Cat here standing out in front should dissuade them. They have vision on the Queen of Pain, but the entire team in the way. All right, the Rupture for Dirakio. He's got the cheese, though, as they're going to be jumping on the pedal. A nice 2-man silence. There's going to be the Sonic Wave, though. Kuman's still alive. No, he's going to be ran down. He does have the buyback, but they finally get the first life. Young G finds Yamich, though. That's a big component of the team fight, as the Will-O-Wisp is going to be immediately bursted down. Young G, he's going to Stormcrafter himself, but he's still in a lot of trouble, as that's his only source of self-dispel there. He's got Avo. Did not go for the Yule Scepter. BKB on cooldown, and now Rezo with the 4-step out from his boy Coddle will be allowed to live a little bit longer here. Up to the high ground goes Cheshire Cat. He's level 25 now, so he's got the Timber cast range, the Timber Chain cast range.
As Rezo's being chased down, can they collect his Hedgehog Ham? We'll see now as the Storm joins back in. That Electric Vortex has been reflected by a Lotus Storm somehow, and that is going to be a great counter initiation, mistakenly by Winstrike, as now the Will-O-Wisp will annoy Winstrike a bit. They're going to lose Dirakio thanks to the Abyssal Blade. They're going for Timbersaw as well. We have Shard now. Cheshire Cat, you're no longer tanky. Kuman can finally deal with his Timbersaw, and this counter initiation will work out for them. A surprise Axe on Storm helps him out of fair.
No. That wasn't that.
Oh, that was...
So what we saw... Let me explain it. Yeah, so...
Oh my goodness.
So when you Lotus, whoever's Lotused, it recasts the spell as if they were the caster. So what happens is that they Electric Vortex the Storm Spirit, or sorry, they Electric Vortex the Monkey King, but he's got a Lotus Orb on, and because he acts as the caster of the spell, he counters them with the Electric Vortex Aghanim Scepter upgraded version, which pierces BKB, is in an AoE. That almost allows Winstrike to turn the fight.
I completely, and Hellraisers did as well, forgot about that interact. As a good one. That's a dumb one. I'm just sorry, that's insane.
No, I mean, it has to be in the game, otherwise Rubik would be such a stupid hero.
I guess that's fair, too. Yeah, I can see that.
All right. Well, speaking of stupid, did you want to move Rezo?
Oh, wait, Rezo has level 25 very closely, though. This is a chance to fight, actually.
Yeah, they can force the buybacks here. They're recalling 1 back in. Kuman, level 26, close to 25 on Rezo, as you said.
Which is the most important power spike you're looking for right now. Storm also has his as well.
Look at that. He's got dust. He's got dust because they recognize how important it is to kill the Shaker.
They gotta just take the Shaker's life.
Middle barracks.
I mean, they're playing patiently, though. Winstrike not wasting any of the buybacks. They're still a bit stronger. They know that. The shard was a huge turning point, though. You saw Kuman being able to not man fight the Monkey King or the Timbersaw, to being able to pretty much solo them. I wasn't kidding, dude. This item is super undervalued. I don't know why people are sleeping on it so much.
2%. Good.
And it's pure damage, right? That's a big deal. So, you know. Only 50 hits, and they're pretty much dead. I mean, that's...
Storm's got 25 now. He's gone, of course, for the auto remnant distance, so he can now continue to clear waves very quickly.
Yeah, we've only seen the overload bounce once.
That's right. We are going to... Which region?
It's ours.
Really?
Particularly in this region. We saw it once, and we particularly commented, and you're like, I've never seen that. have him.
All right, well, good to know. Queen of Pain here at 25 as well. Gone for the 18-second spell block. Unfortunately, they've removed her.
Which is so strong.
Yeah.
Why did they remove? That killed Queen of Pain.
It really did, yeah.
She wasn't even that strong when they removed it. I don't know why they had to nerf that.
Frog said it had to.
I made Dark Willow, so people are afraid of her. How are people afraid of Queen of Pain? She's lovely. She's beautiful.
Late game Vessel for our Clockwork after the Force Staff.
So the team without Persuasive, sorry, the team with Persuasive Vessel.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Vibes,
Which is
yeah.
great against Timbersaw and Monkey King, this spells.
He's gone for the spell lifesteal.
No! No! Really?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I see it. I mean, I guess if you're going for tanky Bristol, but really? Over the Warpath? I mean, that talent is one of the best.
It's a lot, though. It's a lot of lifesteal here. Against heroes, what is he
I
got,
don't
like,
deny it's a lot of lifesteal, so I can see the justification, like, is logically. I feel like the other talent is so much better.
It's a long Roshan here as well, so Winstrike, unfortunately, as much as they'd want to fight and push, they're not going to find an opening to do so. Mjolnir now for our Monkey King, DD Bottle, and the Eye of Scotty, so he's a very, very scary Monkey King.
Scotty's particularly useful.
Does, yep.
So, from the shard. And he also has lifesteal talent, level 15. Assuming he took. Okay, after the Bristleback talent, nothing is anymore.
Go. Another skirmish here in the trees. This one's looking familiar. Winstrike, they took a fight. Last time they were lined up like this, it went very well for them.
I love Rezo's play.
This is the right mid lane. They're going to jump onto him now. First hit bash off from the Bristle. There's the counter initiation. Lil, though, he's going to get silenced up. He can't get the Will-O-Wisp off. That might just condemn Rezo. He's in a lot of trouble. Gets the 4-step, but there's Cheshire Cat waiting for him. Sonic Wave in the back line will be used to kill off the Clockwork, I believe. Young G unable to find the jump on anyone. Is Kuman bashing up Cheshire Cat. They bought back on one. As Lil looking to try and TP out, he will be able to leave, but Kuman left behind the Echo Slam just to make sure they get the kill. GG. And that's GG. I think it is. Yep, GG.
Okay. I thought Rezo was doing the right play, right? I guess that goes hand in hand with the talent to go for. He's like, I'm so tanky, I can resist anything. But Winstrike just wanted to punish him this late in the game. Tanky versus back is just not that tanky.
Yeah, they were expecting the Will-O-Wisp to counter initiate, but they got silenced. They got silenced.
Exactly. And they also, I think.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
I'm not even going to answer that question until you sit down and put on a headset.
Want to go now?
10 seconds remaining.
Partially because it irks you. Partially
Well,
because
it's so inefficient though. I thought you were like you just did everything to be efficient, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna sit down, but I'm not ready to go.
Radiant team pick.
Earth Shaker.
Done? Throwing
Earth
shade at me?
Shaker.
I hope this gets recorded so
3,
people understand how you...
2,
It's very bad.
1.
Hello guys and welcome back to... Did we just not drive away from this exact same gas
10
station?
seconds remaining.
Not the same gas station, we're just...
I
I could have sworn we
you,
were on the
you left
highway.
your phone there.
Remaining.
That's why you had to
Got it now.
you had to notify the alarm again. I heard it in between.
Oh, okay. You heard it, that's why we're coming back.
That's
I
why-
must have
oh,
fallen
now-
asleep
now we
between
gotta
the
leave.
games.
No, you were watching anime again.
Team pick.
Yeah, see, he's got no comeback for that one, boys. We got him. But we also have
no go
a
is pretty good.
draft underway between the Hellraisers and Winstrike. Winstrike up 1-0. Let's go ahead and pull on in for our draft now. Is this one already way here?
Yep.
Our Coddle pick for Hellraisers. They're going to have last pick here for Winstrike. As it will be then... actually, sorry. Yeah, last pick for Hellraisers, rather. Of course, as they have here. But already we've got Winstrike pulling out the Shaker. They're going to go for the same opening duo. We see the Coddle again. Will they consider the Bristleback? Not this time. But it is going to be another Coddle combo with... Right. This combo is pretty strong because you basically give your team boots of travel. You can really farm with Mirror Image as well, basically being put on a very, very low cooldown. So TB can just send his illusions, cut waves, farm the maps, farm the jungle. It's really, really strong.
Yeah, and of course the Metamorph. And now that we have the Ags as well, you have the Terror Wave as well. Combo. And your lane is not bad. Coddle's a good
Radiant team ban.
or to cover your lane to some degree because he pushes the enemy offlaners off enough that TB can farm relatively freely, right? And Solar Bind is pretty nice with Metamorphosis.
Team ban.
I think it's a good start. However, much like last time where they tried to abuse a Coddle combo, I think this time Winstrike also responded well to this combo.
Oh, it's the same opening, actually.
Yeah. Good this time too, you know, it's not like they're especially different to Coddle. Right, this is still a Coddle, okay, friend? So the Earthshaker in this case deals with the TB, so he's the guy. So last game we saw DP dealing with the Bristleback and Earthshaker being more of the Coddle counter. This game Earthshaker is more of the Terrorblade counter because he can initiate against this hero, and DP can deal with Coddle really easily. Because one of Coddle's biggest weaknesses is that if you have a damage that can just travel endlessly, right? Like targeted projectile damage, etc., particularly physical one, Coddle is super vulnerable to that. So Exorcism, once you activate it, he gets hit by the spirits, he can't do much against it, can't outrun him, which is pretty much his technique to deal with everything. Run away.
Yeah, he gets on his horse and runs. And we can see that they're actually Hellraisers. They're really protecting this safe lane quite a bit. They want Kuma to pop off because they're going to be banning the offlaners that TB doesn't do particularly very well at. So Darkseer, the Timbersaw, and Beastmaster. Oh, Beastmaster's already picked up by Winstrike. As well as the Tidehunter. We're already
other two heroes are... No.
10 seconds remaining.
Mars?
Maybe. Not the strongest though.
No.
Like in lane, you just kick him out.
Strong in the mid game though. He can prevent you from getting off your Sunder.
More foot. Okay, yeah, because you're looking for more of a carry.
Oh yeah, well, and you don't want more Shaker to get left through.
Oh,
And
right,
they're going
that's
to pick the
also
Mars. Okay, so an effective block pick as well. Yeah,
That's
good.
good.
Good drafting from Hellraisers here.
Yeah, it goes well with Coddle as well. It's one of Rezo's best picks as well, so it's comfortable with. And the reason why they banned these offlaners on top of protecting the TV is because they kind of know that Winstrike's one of his strongest players, if not their strongest player, Tesher Cat. Try to play to some degree around the offlane. So you took away a lot of the impactful offlaners. Kind of curious as to what they're going to run. You still have the Sand King, for example, in the offlane for Winstrike. Pretty good against Mars, pretty good against T. Good amount of magical damage. But then you kind of lack tankiness in favor of more initiation. So Sand King is a bit weak in that sense, right? You don't have the mega tank that Timbersaw or even Darkstreak can provide, etc., etc. You might consider, if you want it, like the best of both worlds, a Centaur, sorry, which is magical damage, good initiation, a bit tankier.
I'm actually kind of fine with the DP offlane here.
But DP offlane against TB's,
Radiant
it's just a really bad lane. I wouldn't put it in.
Brewmaster. There
Oh,
it is.
that's a counter we've seen. That's actually one of Fisher Cat's favorite heroes back when he first started. When I first started watching him on like Power Ranger stuff like that, he was really good on the Brewmaster. And he is the flavor of the month hero in terms of dealing with illusions. It's either him or Grimstroke.
Wow, I haven't seen that hero forever, Sky the Mage. But real quick, one last note on the Brewmaster is he absolutely blows through illusions.
So it's Master Spell.
Yep, Master Spell on the Storm Brewing, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, which is fantastic. It absolutely murders TPs.
10 seconds.
Basically, you can reliably have that now that Ags is as strong as it is
5 seconds.
charge as well. So even if the team fight's going pretty long, or if TB pops the Terror Wave, you can actually just commit one charge of the ulti, because you know even with the shortened cooldowns thanks to Coddle, you're always going to have a charge of Prime. I mean, Jug versus Skywrath was a good. Yep.
Well, yeah, the Jug versus Skywrath is just a decent weapon, right? Since you have a DP5, or seems like a DP5, could be a DP mid. But the thing is, the DP5, this is a pretty weak lane for you. You know, against Skywrath, he's going to trade better than you because he has better attack range, better mobility, or movement speed, and damage. So that's not the great support. Against Mars, she's fine, but can also be easily cannon fodder to this combo. Also, Skywrath Mars is a combo we haven't seen very often because Skywrath just been out of the meta for a while, but it is a very powerful combo. It's the new Legion Skywrath combo.
Yeah, it is. Particularly, not so much because Skywrath is amazing or Mars is amazing, just more because Legion is garbage, is why this is the new. But yeah, I mean,
Yes,
it's really good. We've got two fantastic slows as well in the lane, God's Rebuke, and then the Concussive Bolt after.
True.
Is really, really strong against a DP especially. Because, I mean, one reason actually we're seeing picked up so frequently in this flex and then flex to position 5 with no problem is because now they added 15 base move speed to her, so she's on roller skates, but she no longer gets move siphon. So she's incredibly weak to slows in the lane.
Exactly. And especially with heroes that are ranged like Skywrath Mage, it makes it much more difficult for you to keep up with them. It's a tough lane for Winstrike down bottom, but that's why I like the Juggernaut pick, because he's like the new Lifestealer essentially. Specifically in this Mars matchup where you go, yeah, it's not as good as Lifestealer was in that matchup, right? So it's a bit more Mars. I mean, it's still Juggernaut favored, but it's like a 55-45 or so, whereas Lifestealer was like 60-40. But it's still a good combo. It's great in the mid game, particularly. The only issue with the Jug versus Mars is that, as we mentioned this very often, you Omni Slash. If Mars tanks that and he just moves forward, it's always going to hit his shield, and that's going to really mitigate your damage. Well, they think it's a 5, so I think it's DP mid. That makes sense because of how weak that lane is. But Winstrike doesn't care. Immediately picks the Storm. Huge TB counter, good against Mars, but Skywrath Mage can punish with the silence.
I was going to say, it's like a big Skywrath Mage counter. I wonder now if you, like it's a no, but what if you just like run Skywrath Mage and then pick a different?
10 seconds.
I don't think that's justifiable, because now you win that off lane, you can pick a mid laner that beats Storm. Particularly what I'm thinking about, I like is Leshrac actually. No, he's not very picked. You know, Leshrac against the Brewlings is nice, Leshrac against DP is great. Jug,
Yeah.
he can be good against Lesh, but you can go for the Nihilism, which makes Jugs,
Yeah, it's not a bad one.
and you beat the Storm by a lot. Then again, though, since it's a pickup we haven't seen very often, it's Young. I know Young G's pool is not the most wide, so maybe he's going for something that's more in his ballpark.
Thing to follow up though, because right now we have the Mars as your open. Oh, if Lash is going to allow you to eat that with Boots of Travel duels, you're really fast and can kind of just run in and follow the Mars. My biggest concern is I think Mars is either going to have to go for the Brew or the Storm to start off these fights, but you also want to lock down the Earth, right? Because then the counter initiation is just way too strong.
Then the only real option is DK, because all the team fight mids have been taken away, except for Kunkka and DK. Kunkka can't really lane against Storm, can have a soft counter. I mean, another option is going for like some odd mids, like Tiny, for example. Still played in some we haven't seen.
I wouldn't mind the DK.
DK is okay. I mean, he can tank the Omni Slash. He's very weak to Brewmaster though, because you Dragon Form, he goes Cyclone.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I think DK is fine. I mean, I don't think there's an ideal pick here though for Hellraisers. You could even go for the OD. That's another option actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it actually. The only problem with OD is I've not seen an OD late game that's convinced me yet. It always just kind of feels like the hero falls off really hard after like...
It does feel like him in the mid lane particularly is kind of... Yeah, like if you were an OD, I would even rather have Mars, honestly.
Like, he gets online super quickly and then it just kind of falls off. Yeah, I agree. I would have rather had the Mars, but with the Doom.
Oh, they're taking one away from Na'Vi. I actually think it's pretty good though. So Na'Vi, in case you guys don't know, I haven't been following the upper division. They love the Iceberg every time, and this is pretty good. Doom is one of the few melee heroes that can deal with Storm decently because you have a high HP pool and good regen, so Storm's magical damage doesn't bother him too much. Doom's great against Juggernaut, he's great against Storm Spirit, he's great against Brewmaster, he's great against most of the heroes.
Yeah.
But particularly these three heroes suffer a lot because they rely on their escapes, right? And so Doom punishes that very hard, especially now. If you pick Jug against Mars, the way that you're thinking of playing him is, okay, Maelstrom plus X whatever items, and then buy Shard, and you play with the magic immunity, right? Which Doom punishes very, very hard. Because as soon as you're spinning, he just dooms you, and he goes, well, good luck, Jug, now. And you're screwed. So, I actually like this pick a lot. I would even side with Hellraisers because of this. That's a really solid pick.
Yeah, I like the Doom too. He scales beautifully as well because he just conjures up farm like crazy. He digests delicious all day, every day, and gets tons of gold for it. So he's going to pretty strong in the mid game as well, and they do struggle to kill him here. That's not going to be... I like it as well for the second source of initiation after the Mars jumps in. You're nice and tanky. You've got two like good frontliners that are pretty high priority to allow the TB and the Coddle and everyone else to kind of just stand back, cast spells, or attack from range. It's a good draft. I agree with you. I do lineup. I think, you know, betting against an Earthshaker is a risky proposition here, I would say.
I don't think that this neither draft, much like last game, I don't think either draft is like, oh, so much better, you know, it's like an out draft. It depends so much more on execution. Much like last one, right? And we saw it last one. However much people might hate the Bloodseeker carry, they almost brought it back on Hellraisers. So clearly, these guys draft quite evenly. I haven't had any issues with drafts in general, you know, no enchantresses, like Legion Commanders. I'm happy. I think both drafts have been really solid. And I'm really excited Sheshikat Brewmaster. I think this guy is really a treat to watch. I'm wondering if he's going to go for the crit build that some people used to build, or the newly improved Ags build with the Shard as well. That's very powerful. This.
Well, we're going to have to take a look as there's going to be the opening kill onto Rezo. He's going to find 5 heroes behind him. Fissure should just about secure this kill, and with the spin on Dorakio, level 1. That's going to be enough damage. You got 5 heroes versus the 1. Kyrath Mage shoots over a concussive shot there. Here. And a nice first blood bonus then into the pocket of Dorakio. He's even got another spin he'll have ready to contest for runes. Potentially look for a kill here. So, nice first blood by Winstrike. Find him. No one's going to be able to scout the 5-man rotation. They just get in for free.
Yep. I like this start by them. I think the Doom is going to be quite satisfied with that as well. Sorry, I think Winstrike is going to be quite satisfied with that as well.
Yeah.
And the thing, though, of course, Hellraisers, they don't need to win the lanes right now because of the draft they have. They have a really good draft to lose with, which sounds crazy to say, but when you find that the enemy team has really good early game, which in this case I think Winstrike does for the most part, maybe besides the offlane, you can draft heroes like TB or Doom or whatever that are good junglers, and heroes that don't require too much space. TB can farm with his illusions, so that means that you can farm the lane with the... And this allows you to lose the lanes and still recover nicely into the game as long as the enemy team doesn't have push. So the enemy team has like less Wrecker stuff, it's screwed. Right? DP 5, not that scary compared to like say a DP mid. So they will have enough time to recover. So they're not too worried about this early game. All you need to do is not feed too many kills and not let them stop.
Base attack time of 2 Big Daddy Doom here.
Yeah, such a terrible base attack time. But his damage is great, though.
It is, and you just eat creep. Plus, of course, with Infernal Blade, you don't really want it to be too high anyway. Yeah. Not that it matters, it's 4-second cooldown, but still, I mean, Infernal Blade. Good Ags game this time around. What do you think? The break?
What, for the Doom?
For the Doom?
Oh, you don't do that anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the back to the old... Oh, sorry. It's because, yeah, I was thinking you were talking about the Infernal Blade Ags, which I love. No, yeah. I don't know. The resisting cooldown is kind of useful. Is there really something you want to break here? Maybe the Jug crit is kind of useful to break.
Yeah.
But I feel like if he's with Doom, he's already running away, right? I don't think he can fight you with Doom. Maybe in late game is a consideration. I actually find it's a good shard game, man. Because you were mentioning in the draft how you lack stuns. and the shard gives you a bit of a longer setup, which allows you to like stomp him or spear Mars him or whatever it is.
Yeah, I can't believe they actually brought level death back in it.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's one of my favorite abilities back in Dota 1. You used to only get one level of it, right?
Yep.
Early, because then you would just no, 2 levels of it, and then you would fight him around level 5, right? And that was the idea of like the Doom. You're like, I feel so smart. I'm playing on my level death timing. It was such a dumb ability.
Yeah, I remember I played a game of Doom, like probably my 3rd or 4th game of Dota. My friends were like, what? I was like, what does this do? They're like, just don't level it. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Because it used to be that at one point people just started realizing it was a meme.
Yeah,
That's why they changed it. Thank God as well, because Infernal Blade is a really good ability.
It is, yeah, it's way better.
Yeah.
And for a while, we used to just see them all the time as well. Mid lane, off lane. Yeah, like even sometimes safe lane, I want to say.
If you went to SA, yes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding. They used to play that hero all the time, safe lane. Hector's done it. Atun used to do it a lot. It was a very popular pick.
I feel like that's what they do. It was the same thing when Monkey King came out and people didn't realize how strong he was. SA was like, well, just like first pick Monkey. We'll see whatever he fits. They just use it as like the ultimate play. Mid lane, off lane, wherever they wanted it.
There's a new hero. There's a region that's going to play him a lot. Is going to be it, particularly as a carry, right? I mean, any hero. When Snapfire came out and says like, can I play this as a carry? And you go, yeah, sure, if you try.
Sure, maybe. Offlane's a bit better, of course. We'll still see it there. Mid lane as well. Chris Luck playing a couple of mean games as well on the hero. But
we can see the strength, though, of the Skyrath Mage versus DP. But then we see that the Juggernaut beats them all. However, Juggernaut only beats Mars when he has Blade Fury up, so Rezo, yeah, you can punish the DP immediately. Pantomime knew it was coming. You could tell he was like staggering there to make it harder for him to hit the spear because the animation is quite long, and you make it so that the Mars can't really impale you. Because if he does, you might just die.
That was a kill. I mean, it's pretty easy skill at DP. Fairy Fire. Oh, they'd much rather go for a kill. Yep, onto Duratio.
That was a great spear. Wow, Rezo wasn't even aware of how good he is in this game.
Oh, they're gonna get a kill into Cheshire Cat down bottom though.
That sucks. What is the build Cheshire Cat's going? Is he going for the magic damage build? Alright, so with this build, you sometimes feel a bit too strong, right, in the lane. You're like, oh, I think I can just keep harassing the TB from afar, because you can. That's the whole point of this build with the Urn, right? Because Urn triggers the Cinder Brew, so the idea is that you just try to get Urn charges as soon as possible, and that's why you play super aggressive in lane. But of course, against meta, this can sometimes backfire.
Yeah, especially when meta is going to be on a bit of a shorter cooldown than you maybe expect it. Young G going to get a rotation out from Lil. The Invis rune, rather, is going to go over to Yamich. Going to scout him, though, thanks to the... that. He's going to figure that they've got a ward there, seeing as how advanced we're... Well, okay, so they got another, probably what, like 70 seconds before the Metamorphosis is available again.
Oh, he took the 1 point in crit. So this is a bit weak on Brewmaster, because even though you need it, it's going to make the reflection much stronger.
Ah, true.
So sometimes, I would even justify this as the kind of lane where you might not even take point in crit, just because of that. But it's also really useful against meta, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword. Because without the crit, or without the passive, or whatever you want to call it, you will not survive. He just murdered. That's why he went for a point of reflection, though, in the lane. A lot of TBs nowadays don't go for point of reflection in the lane.
They just max the conjure image in the meta just to farm, especially with a coddle in your lane.
But against Brew, it's great. Look at this.
Against Brew, it's great, especially because, hey, look, you got another one, right?
Yeah,
ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, it's true. Yeah, with the coddle, you can abuse reflection much more. That's a good point. I never considered that. I guess with coddles, maybe if you feel like you can play aggressive.
They want to kill for Kuma. Can they get this Illuminate coming in? And they don't have a save here, unfortunately. Coddle's good on the offensive, not so good on the defense. Until he gets his axe.
Brew's very proud of his child coming in.
That's right, actually.
Yeah.
Very, very appropriate here as to anyone celebrating the Lunar New Year.
Oh, it's true. Yeah. Happy Lunar New Year.
Yeah.
Hope you bought a lot of mandarins.
Lots of mandarins. We'll see how it goes. Well, they could use some mandarins. The early game, I think it's going to be, like you said, a little bit rough. It's a little bit rough here. But they've got some really good, I mean, with, of course, Earthshaker. I mean, it's just so good. It actually just energizes so nicely with, well, when you're looking for kills.
Because Kira's just too...
Right? He is, yeah.
Is there ever a draft where you go, Earthshaker's not good here? These days, honestly.
No.
Like, maybe the only justification I can find if you have, like, really weak lanes. Right? And Earthshaker doesn't add anything to them. They can kill the DP up top, but that's a really nice Spirit Siphon. Used it before the silence and allows it to survive. Well played.
Yeah, nicely done indeed.
That's a 0.01 cast point silence. It's almost instant.
I would say that probably Earthshaker's bad if there's a lineup that doesn't care about Pathian, right?
Oh, like you have a... see what you mean, like...
Because
Snapfire, Puck, kind of.
yeah, especially like a Puck, maybe, I don't know, like a Visage now with Ags, for example.
Maybe, yeah, okay.
Penimum's going to get Dova as there's the rotation from Young G. Counter rotation
like an Ursa, maybe.
Rabel. Yeah, I think that's another good one here. Young G is going to be able to cut down this tree. Nice pin to the walls, but they know that's bait. Storm Spirit not too far behind. Unfortunately, Young G back to the mid lane.
I gotta give it to Hellraisers, though. Some of the... Oh, Cheshire Cat in trouble. Solar Bind. He's like, well, I guess I'm dead. Oh, not anymore, because the Earthshaker comes in with a clutch fissure, and Kuman's dying to the Cinder Brew. He's going to die to the Cinder Brew. Yamich TP's in time. Richie, Seek and Strike, what is this? How is this allowed? That's a max Cinder Brew. That is the... Okay, I love Cheshire Cat.
Oh, he's going to live. He dodges 2 Illuminates.
This build, by the way, is the most efficient build in terms of mana to damage that a Brew can possibly build. So this is the best build if you know you can't go Arcanes, which you can't in this game, right? And you have to go Phase for sure. And it's a really, really strong build against the TB because he has no way of dispelling this, right? So Cinder Brew is essentially the full damage, even if it's over a duration.
Yeah, you love Brewmaster, so I'm not going to break down what we saw in that fight, but I will break down the BM tip analysis here. That's what I'll do. They ended up actually tipping Cheshire Cat because they're like, we got you, you son of a bitch. And then Cheshire Cat went, no, you. He tipped him right back, a great fissure. And then the Cinder Brew damage, as you said, takes him down. And then from beyond the grave, he gets another tip there. So nice little job there. Looking for the emotional advantage, anything you can get. Brachio's level 6, not too impactful against Mars, though. Doesn't have the point in Bulwark, though, actually, so it is. Oh yeah, just getting contesting the stacks here. I mean, kind of impossible to do though. Oh yeah, away from the creep wave as well. That might just kill him, and it will with one last crit, punishing the fact that he did not go for a single point in the bulwark here. Normally, you just keep walking like that, and you already reduce your damage by whatever percent you have bulwark at. But Juggernaut, I mean, you can tell that he doesn't have bulwark because he's a lot like Bristleback.
Exactly, right? You have the little shielding noise, and also you probably should know as well by the damage of the spear and God does as well. Yeah, or the cooldown. So there's a lot of ways, and that was an easy kill. I mean, I think it's the right play not to go for bulwark in that lane because Juggernaut will kill you with Blade Fury otherwise, but it does end up costing him his... And now Storm starts to hunt down a TV. This is the best way to play.
Yep, here comes Cheshire Cat.
Oh, that's so good. Cinder Brew's already maxed. Oh, yes, they have Pebble Split. Kuman's done for.
He's dead.
There's no way he's surviving this onslaught, and this is the strongest power spike in the game at level 6 Brewlings.
Yep. They're right there for the coddle. They dispel it. They bring him back down, and now they're going to murder him. Hurling a boulder into the face. Cheshire Cat calls the gank over. It's extremely successful. 2 kills right as they used meta as well. He was looking to just, I think, farm? Yeah, he was looking to farm. There's a little bit of a stack here and then continue pushing the waves, but 10-minute wagon's going to be coming soon-ish. Not soon enough to make it impactful in this push, but another really great kill here for Brews. He got a lot of money in the bank as well.
Yep.
Yeah, fantastic job, and that's a second death then for TB. Another death here with the meta in use as well, so he's really starting to struggle. Into the jungle he goes. He's level 6. He's gone actually 3 points. Of course you do it in the Conjure image. I always mix up the 2 somehow. Only the 1 point into Reflection. Wasn't too impactful in the lane. Almost got them the kill, but if anything, it kind of just baited it out a little bit more.
So that's the advantage of the Terrorblade, right? You're still losing your lane, but you can recover. Doesn't really matter. And of course, you also have Young G as well, which is kind of farm, just with the Devour. So even though this early game is being tough for you, you have a lineup made to adapt to this. It's not too worrisome. However, this is the idea that Winstrike was going for. And one of the things that Brew does really great against TB, on top of being able to clear Illusion, is the magical damage he brings out. Now with the new Cinder Brew, it's very difficult for TB to deal with a Brew until you have the Manta style to dispel it. And by then, he's already got another kill.
Druck is going to go straight into the Manta style this game, so not opting for pretty standard sort of Maelstrom into, you know, whatever Jug wants to go for. Not going, it's not trying out the Boots of Travel Midas build that we saw Mid-One do for some reason. I wonder why that is. Pantomim is going to go down into the tier 1 tower. Look to bulldoze this. They are going to be rotating over here under the cover of smoke. Bad score. You can recall 1 man in, and he is. Silence, though, catching the 2 of them. Pantomim now just running right in, tanking the smoke gank here. Lil is going to rotate on through. His top lane, Rabel, will find Rezo. Look how much Pantomim is tanking here. So much time wasted. Wand charge is used. Again, another life drain here onto the coddle. Eventually, you will die. There she goes. For some reason, Mystic Flare is invisible for us. That's going to be a little bit obnoxious, but they actually end overall. They catch Rezo top though.
They do, so that's eventually a good trade in favor of Winstrike, but at least a kill for Hellraisers, right? I think at this point you can't really ask too much. The issue right now for Hellraisers is what do you play around, right? You can't really play around your TPs to farm, so it's either Doom or Mars. Mars, unfortunately not. I mean, he's better off than Brewmaster, but not by a lot, and he can't really have an early Yule Scepter, so currently it seems like Young G has to be the person that needs to go for ganks, right? Take advantage of your Coddle and your Scarlet Mage, he has a really nice combo. Maybe. You have Doom, so, oh, okay, maybe not go to the high ground like that. Fissure. Spirit Siphon as well, but they don't want to continue this.
They were hoping to get that Fissure just right here so he couldn't walk up the stairs. And there's going to be Dyrachyo. Didn't even need to use the Omni Slash that time for the kill onto Lil. Kills, make it 3 under the belt here for the Juggernaut. Really fast Orchid here as well. It's not quite naked. 2 null talismans. Regular boots here, but this Orchid here is slowly getting more and more closer to completion. Dyrachyo plus Cheshire Cat will be able to demolish that tier 1 bottom. Left basically pretty low by the Exo of Pantomime earlier, and you can see how they're just looking to get this mid lane pushed out, making sure that they always can keep Young G or someone parked in this mid lane.
Yep.
Give them a little bit more info, and there's going to be the Orchid already done, and the Midas. There's so many good items coming from Winstrike right now.
Yeah, it's scary because Winstrike knows that they don't have enough push to actually put pressure on you and take your objectives too early, which is why they're playing a bit on the greedier side. I think Brew Midas is fantastic as well because the experience you get is really, really valuable. If you go for the Brewlings build, which is the Eggs build nowadays, right? You need the level 20 and 25 talents to make it useful. So that's why, especially in the mid game, you need to
Smoke on smoke. I wonder what Hellraisers are smoking around here, because I don't think they have any big abilities. I mean, I guess level 6 Arena of Blood is good enough. Rezo's gonna walk on up. It's a bit of an awkward engagement here as they're kind of pincered between each other. They're gonna try and stop the counter initiation, but Yamich already with the Blink Dagger here is gonna set up for a beautiful fissure on a 2. There's gonna be now the Mystic Flare, but it's not fast enough. Cheshire Cat's got the ulti out and the team fight already falling apart. Vanscourt will perish there to the Omni Slash, and they even find Young G, who gets the Doom on the Cheshire Cat. That's not doing much though. Kuman left to 1v8 at this stage with Cheshire Cat's Primal Spirits, and it's a full team wipe here in favor of Winstrike.
look at what Yamich is doing. He's hitting the Storm. He's like, Storm! Storm! Wait, let me deny you! Alright, so
that's what friends are for. Real friends would enchant Totem and then try to deny,
exactly.
which you can't do anymore because Earthshakers used to always deny creeps for free. But I like you pointing that out. Great team fight. I mean, break that down. What happened?
I mean, what happened is that Hellraisers fought in a 5-on-5 engagement where they really can't afford to do so. Like I said, you can't fight around your TV. Oh, I don't know if Scarlet Mage can get out of here alive. Fissure, they're trying to calculate it. Doom is coming by. This is a much better engagement for Hellraisers, who don't have the arena though. But
no, they don't have arena. They don't have Doom.
Yeah, they kill the TP though.
We've got meta in 10 seconds. All right, we're gonna find Pantomime at least.
I understand that Kuman wants to be more useful with his team, but I don't think this is a time where you need to take 5-on-5 engagement. I think that was the mistake, right? The 5-on-5 for Winstrike is 10 times better right now. There's no way.
Yeah.
You're, like even if your heroes were farmed, you have a Brewmaster. He's the strongest hero at the first like 50 minutes of the game with Primal Split alone, right? So you need to play much more defensively as Hellraisers, and if anything, try to look for simple skirmishes. You know, 3-on-3 smokes, simple ganks using the Doom and the Scarlet Mage, or even a Mars Scarlet Mage combo.
That's what surprised me. I mean, I think you maybe even you heard me saying like Hellraisers are going to smoke as well, but what are they smoking with? Like, what's the power spec? That's what you see teams smoke around. For Winstrike, it was very clear: Orchid on Storm, Blink Dagger on the Shaker, right? Yeah. Boom. That's instantly a team fight win. Whereas Hellraisers, they were relying on their 5 fight, which, I mean, they were just countered so hard by this Blink Dagger as well. They did get an initial good silence and lockdown on Cheshire Cat, but it's kind of that counter initiation from the Shaker that makes him so strong in every single game here. And he really just flexes that Blink Dagger really nicely. Winstrike just get wiped. 4-13 here already, 3K net worth lead. 15.5 minutes in. And I think we're going to farm our first volley of items now for Hellraisers. So, noon-ish for the Mars. Veil of Discord. They found the Doom, though. I think he's just dead.
Yeah, he's dead. Again, the spaces, though, why are you farming in your own jungle as opposed to the triangle? I mean, I guess Doom was going for the more dangerous farm, but then you should be pushing out lanes, right, rather than... It seems like they don't know what to do, and as you were right about what you mentioned, right, there was not a power spike smoke.
No.
It seemed more like anything a desperation spike. You are starting to realize, oh, Early's losing, like, what do we do? How do we recover this? And you go for like a 5-man smoke, hoping to accomplish something. But there was no way.
I'm just shocked they kept going. Maybe they're looking for the retreat. There's going to be Coddle drop in as well. Able just making really good use of that. Arena of Blood, though. They're looking for the kill on the Phantom. Will find it. Exo, it's not going to be put to much use, but Brachio doesn't really care much. They're going to get the right clicks. Young G respawning. It's a 4v4 fight. Cheshire Cat looking to turn. Echo Slam. It's a big one. Catching 3 heroes there. Lil is barely alive. A fish to follow up as well on a Young G, as they will just nuke him down with the Brewlings. Juggernaut pinned down to the trees. Kuman was lifted by the Storm Spirit. They might be able to lift him again. Yep. And Winstrike, they're setting up. They've got the Omni Slash at the ready for him. There's not enough heroes to tank it. Yamich jumping forward with the Blink Dagger, looking for the Sun on a Kuman. There's the Electric Vortex now. They don't even need the Omni Slash because they just have way too much damage.
So much magical damage to burst this Terrorblade down, which is exactly why TB should not be anywhere near fights.
Yep.
Hell, even if you're losing your tier 1, tier 2s, and you're losing map control, I get it, TB, you're desperate, but at least use that time to farm, right? At this point, trying to force these engagements, you're going to keep on losing.
Yeah.
And this is the exact kind of lineup, or the plays that Winstrike wants. Look at their itemization, right? It's either fighting itemization or a free farm itemization, right? So you have Orchid on Storm, which is great for fighting.
For Cheshire Cat, he's going for both.
Exactly, which is Blink and Midas.
Yeah.
The Manta-Style and Juggernaut does both as well, which is nice dual item. Whereas you went for more farming items, which you kind of need, obviously, for the most part. Like, well, I mean, you have one item realistically. Kuman now trying to be more of a mid-game build. I get it, but the problem here is that you're a TB still.
Yeah.
So no matter how much mid-game you play, you're not going to beat this Brewmaster's power.
And another big issue why I'm still shocked that they're fighting into this full 5v5. Nice job getting the Blink off there, Cheshire Cat. Of course, Orchid doesn't do any damage. Neither does the Silence. The TB, I mean, Metamorphosis cooldown is going to be just as long, and now that we've got more levels, longer than Echo Slam, longer than Primal Split. And they just keep fighting into the big ultis.
I also feel like, to me, that the Hellraisers doesn't have a clear plan. Like, they keep going in and testing the waters and then getting punished because they're testing the waters, and then they proceed to leave. But you should be kind of, if anything, fighting around your Dooms, around your Arena of Blood, your 2 big spells in the early mid-game, right? But we haven't seen that used effectively too much.
Yeah.
Also, partially because Winstrike keeps grouping up and forcing 5-on-5 engagements. So kudos to Winstrike, too.
Well, they do it when their ultis are coming off cooldown, like 15 seconds, 30 seconds here, 4 seconds. So now they're going to group up. You can see, yep, they even TP Cheshire Cat in, and they're going to smoke up because they're like, hey, the cooldowns are coming off cooldown, or our cooldowns are coming off cooldown. Cooldowns are coming off, right? Let's go fight, because if time and time again, Hellraisers, they've been willing to just face check here right into the entirety of Winstrike lineup. It's not working out here. They need to change.
Yeah, you need to start split pushing lanes. You need to go for your full contingency plan. I thought that was the whole idea of their draft. Like, it's a draft made to lose the early and then win the mid game.
Yep.
You're not doing that whatsoever. And now you gave Winstrike the advantage in terms of snowball. I mean, they might not have the best push in the world, but they have enough push if you keep suiciding against them. Young G, the target, shouldn't be too difficult. I mean, they have Omni Slash here. They want to commit it. That was the wrong side of the fissure. Doesn't really matter. Cheshire Cat activates his Primal Split, immediately cancels TP. Looking to kill Vanscore. Impossible, but you can maybe take a tier 2 or just retreat.
All right. I mean, we did only use one ulti there, by the way. I mean, Cheshire Cat was expecting a counter engagement because time and time again, Hellraisers have just been fighting into this. So maybe he was just preparing for the worst. But in either case, now we still have Echo Slam, we still have Omni ready to go, we still have Exo. 5k net worth lead now. Of course, this Midas is going to really start to speed up as well for Cheshire Cat. He's going to be going for the Lotus just to make sure he's able to get off his all-important Primal Spirit Split. My goodness, English. Come on, he's been scouted, though. The jump forward, he's just going to eat an Omni Slash. Lots of armor to tank through this, 25+1, but they've got the mixed damage with the Maelstrom Silence up. He can't get off the Sunder. Can they actually counter-engage here? That's at least one ulti. They need to try and control the Earthshaker, and he's going to get the Echo off. That's going to allow them to get a Silence now to follow up. No Doom has been dropped in this fight. He's just been silenced. And Pantomime chasing the way. Position 5, by the way. Yamich going to follow up with an enchanted Totem as Cheshire Cat now jumping in. Doesn't have the ulti here. Storm zipping and zapping in, though, as Rezo will fall again. And all these fights, they just look impossible right now for Hellraisers.
They are impossible, right? That's why every time I see the TP dead and you're still fighting, I question, what's the purpose of this fight? You're not going to win it, so are you creating space? What is it that Hellraisers are attempting to do here? What we made is that Winstrike, because of their itemization and their draft, they're happy with a quote-unquote low GPM game. Like, if they're constantly fighting and neither team is getting anything out of it, Winstrike is winning just because their abilities are really strong, right? As long as TP's not farming, you're kind of happy. So, why?
Yep, Shard now delivered.
You need to change your idea of how you're proposing this game, Hellraisers. There's no way you're going to win if you just keep on doing the same thing. And most importantly, you're doing the same thing that Winstrike wants to do.
Yep.
You're playing their game.
And what's even worse is this Earthshaker Shard is so damn strong against He's one of his biggest counters is he hates it either if you can close the gap instantly or if you can do damage and kill him from farther than his attack range. Earthshaker can do both now, right? Yep. So he's just so lethal to this team. He can just sit all the way far away. He's probably going to fissure, enchant totem, let Rebel jump in, let Cheshire Cat jump in, let them be in the dangerous position. Hellraisers, they have no save with this draft, so
he's already mega counter as well.
I mean, it's so difficult. It's so difficult. I would normally say, and then Earthshaker needs to jump in and counter initiate once the Oracle or the Dazzle or whoever is going to go and point. Nope. That's not happening in this game. We need 4 staffs. We need a Glimmer Cape. We need something for TB. We've got a Glimmer queued up, I know, for Vanscore. That might not be good enough here. We need a little bit more. Okay, there's the Lotus queued up. I like that. Not going for
4 staff on... No. It's going for the killer build. I mean, I guess you need it because Skywrath Mage needs to be the guy that creates space for you. You don't have a lineup, though, to make sure that Skywrath Mage can stay relevant, unfortunately, right? Because you now need to create space. And I don't know, maybe I gave the Doom too much credit in the draft. I thought he would do much more this game. He really didn't at all.
Yeah, they've got a lot of magic damage for him as well.
For the Doom, you mean? Or for the TB?
For the TB especially, but I mean, it's still effective versus Doom, isn't it? Tanky boy, so he's going to absorb more of it. But now that he's got his BKB, maybe he lives a little bit longer in these fights.
Under attack.
That's the idea anyway. Rezo running for his life. Cheshire Cat might chase him down.
No. Okay. Arena used like that. They silence and they doom the Brewmaster. This could be a kill.
It is.
Okay, it is going to be a kill by Cheshire Cat. It was a bit difficult, but it worked out. Rabel going in, still for the TB. Nice echo slam with a fissure drop. They kill Kuman in time, and the Omni Slash dices and slices right through the rest of the team. As Resolution is left behind, Yamich is not even worried. He gets speared, but he's going to be okay. Sal's right under the tower. As Pantomim, no way a pause 5 DP is chasing down your mid Doom. Is Pantomim doing this? Honestly, he's gonna kill the Doom and even survive with the level 2 exorcism he just acquired. Okay, never mind.
He's
the tier 3 will kill him.
He's gonna die. He's
still worth, though.
100% worth it. And ladies and gentlemen, wards win wars. That's the only reason they kill the TB right there. Because to Hellraiser's credit, I've been a little bit critical saying they need to build saves. They didn't draft any saves to the TB. That's fine. They need to build some. They did. Vanscore gets off the Glimmer Cape to avoid the Omni Slash, but unfortunately, when Winstrike were setting up the fight, one of their supports just put some wards on the high ground. They've got all the detection they need, and the team fight's easy from there. Another full team wipe here in favor of Winstrike. And Alvo, that was just as good as the start as I think they could hope for at this stage. They got the kill on the Cheshire Cat. He wasn't a problem. Young G uses his BKB. Doesn't matter.
Winstrike is also playing an incredible game, right? They're not making any mistakes, not giving any chances. They're literally squeezing every little drop out of this draft that is possible. You know, every time they see Hellraisers making like one step too far, boom, immediately canceled by the Storm and by the Brewmaster. So
and normally that's not what you see here, especially with a Coddle in the lineup. Normally it's the other way around, because Coddle will TP to a lane.
Sure, but in this case, since Hellraiser's cores are also slowish. I mean, I didn't think they were going to be this slow, but it looks like it.
True.
I thought the Doom was a bit more impactful, and I also expected the Skywrath Mage and the Mars to do more. And I don't know if that's an issue of just me not understanding it, or particularly because of how Hellraiser has been.
So far, it's been pretty damn good. Looking for the Aether Lens as they will jump in and a couple of illusions. No big deal there. Aegis now on the Storm, of course. There's Eye of Scotty finished for Juggernaut, and they're just going to run up to the triangle. Rezo looking for a revenge kill. Gets silenced before the spear comes out. Young G needs to use the BKB. Doesn't have Doom for 8 more seconds. Kuman doesn't even have Sunder. What is he doing here? He's going to try and fight, but lifted by the Tornado as Rezo is just going to die. The Mystic Flare not connecting on anyone. Lil's going to get absolutely owned by Durakio, and there's going to be the Hurl Boulder. They dive in this tier 2 tower. Echo Slam into the creep wave. It's a big one, and Permastun GG. This game's over. They throw in the towel, strike the colors, and Hellraisers with a quick 2-0 win.
Yes.
I gotta say, I think Hellraisers need to learn to play that. It seemed like they gave up halfway through the game in terms of what they wanted to do. They had Rezo initiate an arena. Like, is your final play before you GG gonna be an arena blood on its solo?